Hello and welcome, Neumont University students and beyond. I'm Sky,
I am Albie.
and we are bringing you some Splatoon 3 today. I believe it's Neumont B Team versus Kutztown, University of Pennsylvania.
Yes, so this is their second week in the CCA season. And their first week didn't go the greatest. Against Penn State, they went 1-6 overall. But this is a new week, a new match, a new set. How are we feeling?
I'm feeling good. The last Splatoon stream I caught, I streamed another game right after it. Pretty fun day.
Yeah, so between our two Splatoon rosters, we've had a very interesting season. Kind of a dichotomy. A team is currently undefeated, going 2-0, 4-0 game-wise for both matches as well. Whereas B team is struggling a bit more. This second week, we might see something new though. In terms of map mode, we are going to be moving into Clam Blitz on Scorched Gorge. Clam Blitz is definitely one of the more complicated modes to explain in Splatoon. I always say that it's kind of similar to basketball in a way. You have a bunch of clams around the map. You need to collect them. Once you have 8, you create what's known as a power clam. It looks a lot like a football. And then you need to throw that power clam into the basket. The basket is usually around the enemy spawn. Once that basket is broken, it has a shield. So once you break that shield, you'll be able to start scoring both power clams and normal clams. And your goal is to just score as many as you can within the 5-minute time period.
Yeah, so let's get into this. You are Splatoon A Team captain, so I'm assuming you're going to know a lot more about B Team's comp here.
Yes, so B Team is running a comp that is Hydra Splatling, Decavitator, N-Zap, and Dreadringer. It has very good paint. It has some solid specials. The one thing it can lack in sometimes is solo killing power. So the Decavitator is going to need to be making important picks in order for this team to make a lot of value. Meanwhile, on Kutztown, we have an Ink Brush, a T-Tech, Splattershot Pro, and an N-Try. Notably, there's no Inker or traditional backline on this comp. So I'll be interested to see if they'll be able to hold space the way a more traditional Inker comp has.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be really interesting to see. Ooh, we see one from B Team. 2, 3 from B Team go down right there in the center. It's just their Splatling.
Solo Missile comes out. Booyah at least a stall. They might be able to booyah the pedestal to make sure that they can't score, at least for now.
Yeah.
Squiddo trying to find some sort of pick here. Just can't really find anything. Kutztown does have Tacticooler out, so they can play really aggressive if they want to. One goes down on both sides, but because of the Tacticooler, Kutztown already has all their people back.
Yeah. It's just absolutely wonderful gameplay so far.
Strikes coming out from the T-Tech on Kutztown side. They haven't moved quite fast enough to be able to score anything, though.
One down on Kutz.
Seems like they're waiting down for some sort of opening that just isn't coming. Another down on Kutz.
Yeah, Narwhal managed to just find one of them there. Trying to get in and find another.
A second. Bubble is out.
Ooh, hit the bomb. It's the inside of the bubble. Unfortunate.
All right, it's kind of a return to a neutral state here. Ooh,
yeah.
Never mind. It's 2 go down on llamas.
The commentator's curse.
Yeah, certainly. Looks like we're getting some whales out on the backline, which is going to get it out of its power position. Booyah coming out to stall once again. The Decav is just having to jump out. We're having quite a hard time with both teams trying to get in, but not really finding too many strong openings.
Yeah, Neumont's been doing a pretty good job of like sharking out and finding their ball carriers, making sure that they can't keep enough balls up.
Yeah, this Hydra, especially against the backless comp, is going to be really powerful, just being able to hold down all this space. Nothing outranges it on the enemy team, so it can just kind of stay back and wait as long as it needs to, letting the enemy team come into it. So which means that the llama defense is just going to be really strong.
Ooh, one from two from B Team down.
Reef
we see the Reef.
Out. No pick though.
Yeah.
Dreadringer falls. I think we might be able to see a push coming out from Kutztown, but they just seem so slow to move up.
Yeah, it seems like they're scared, and it's kind of understandable. They don't have the paint or like backline, so even after they get those big
comes
plays,
in, there's 2 down. Wait, this might be a push for llamas.
One of them had Soda, I think.
Yep, they're all
So they were
back.
up
So,
immediately.
Yeah, it's quite a stally match so far. Ooh, advantage is technically Llamas here. We might see a score coming out.
Whoops.
Ooh,
Trying
just
very
barely.
hard,
but we
not
might
quite.
be able to grab it and still score. No, it looks like we're
Grabbed
gonna
it and
move
ran.
back here.
This has been a really like a tight game. You don't really see this too often where the timer runs the entire time out.
Ooh, two go down. This is definitely an opening
Yeah.
as we finally see a score on the board
Well, we'll
for
get some
Neumont
extras.
this time.
The
Can we
entire
get
ball.
the second power
Let's
clam?
go.
Nice. That is a solid lead now for, and it's just going to be extended more and more. It looks like we might have a game one on our hands.
Yeah, with a minute left and how slow Kutztown has been forced to play so far, it'd be pretty tough for them to make this back.
It's definitely possible, though. We'll have to see if that Hydra is able to hold the space that they need to keep on Llama's side.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of, 3 from B team go down here as they pop Soda and are trying to rush in here.
Ooh. And
They
it
do
looks
manage to
like
get in.
That's a
They dropped
solid.
the ball!
Ooh, they just barely. They still might be able to score and get some sort of lead here, but that ball
Yeah,
is
that's like,
a huge choke on the end of Kutztown.
how much is a ball worth?
A ball is worth 20. That would have
It
been the
literally would have
difference.
been lead. They dropped the ball. Unfortunate.
They do have one final chance.
Yeah.
With about 10 seconds on the clock, overtime will be activated since Kutztown does have a power clam. Llamas will just need to really heavily play defensive here. They do get one. That's good for them.
Two
but
down.
the backline falls down.
Yeah.
They need to move in right now if they want to score.
Absolutely. They're trying it.
I don't know if the ball's going to be able to get in time.
I don't either. Unfortunate.
I believe that might be game.
It barely
Ooh,
gets
just
in.
barely.
Can they get the clams? They are finding them. They're running out
Ooh.
of time, though. It's just
the T-Tech.
it's just the T-Tech.
Oh! And I think that might be game. I don't know if
so
anyone
close.
can get in time. Oh, wait, there's one more.
Oh, no.
They did it. They got it. Llamas saved it last second.
Yeah.
That pro almost got that last clam in.
Absolutely crazy work with that final push there from Kutztown. If they had just gotten that ball in, they might have had it there.
Yeah, I definitely think the difference was simply a matter of confidence. I think Kutztown had the resources, had the picks that could have really secured the game, but just was too scared to move in on that Hydra and that decav. That decav with bubble is a very scary presence, especially on a choke point like that on Scorched Gorge.
Yeah.
Moving into game 2, I believe we will be on a Splat Zones map. Let me just double check that.
Yeah, that was just some wonderful gameplay from both sides, but Kutztown kind of was a little bit slow to push up when they had an advantage, and even when they were pushing up, they just couldn't find the right amount of space. They just didn't have the paint down.
Yeah, certainly. So moving into game 2, we have Splat Zones, Barnacle, and Dime. Splat Zones much simpler than Clam Blitz, just your typical hardpoint style match. Control the point with your paint, watch the point tick down. Once it's at 0, you win. Otherwise, once the time runs out, whoever has the lowest remaining score is the winner. When the point does flip, there's a mechanical penalty point. So let's say you collect 50 points on your first capture of the point. If the enemy team captures it back, you will be added about 38 penalty points, I believe. I believe it's 75%. And it's just a sort of back and forth like that. Control point, one of the most classic styles of first-person shooter, hero shooter modes. With the map, it's going to be Barnacle and Dime. Interestingly, this is a very flat map, at least in terms of Splatoon. So we're going to see that the Hydra is not going to have as strong of a vantage point as it did on Scorched Gorge. So I do wonder if that's going to have some sort of impact on the way either team approaches this match.
insanely close game one for B team. Absolutely. Yeah, that was a crazy game.
That was a really fun match to watch.
They're not often that close.
Do you think that Kutztown will be switching in some sort of anchor in this match? Because I do think that Hydra is just so oppressive without an enemy anchor.
I could definitely see them doing it, but if this is the primary comp they've been running, they might be a little bit like stuck to it and want to, rather than swap out a player or a weapon, try to figure out a way to play into Neumont's comp.
Certainly. These lower divisions with CCA, Division 6 in this case, are kind of a wild card. Sometimes they'll have one comp that they'll always stick to no matter what, and then other times they'll have very flexible players with very large weapon pools to the point where it's almost impossible to predict what will come out next. And it looks like we do have some sort of anchor with the Nautilus 79 coming out. It still has less range than the Hydra, but it might be enough to at least hold more space that Kutztown's hoping for.
Yeah, that's a lot of what I kind of wanted to see from Kutztown into this was a swap. Immediately one goes down from Neumont, but they find first paint.
Yeah, they instantly have zones, so they're instantly counting down 10 points already off the board without a neutralization. It's interesting that Kutztown doesn't have quite as much paint as Llamas here, so neutral can just
Three go down from strikes. Crazy. We see the bubble popped here.
The bubble
they go
pops,
down.
but for some reason the decaf comes out of their shield.
Yeah.
Too greedy for that one pick, and it just loses them advantage. Lead taken by Kutztown really fast here. One does go down on their side, though. This Knot has triple splashdown. I'm going to be curious. Oh!
One down from Neumont, but they find paint with the Booyah.
They find the flip. That's very, very valuable here.
Gonna see a triple splat here. They managed to find one and get the painted zone.
Hydra and Decaf trying to push in on this Nautilus.
Another triple splat down, finding another.
Yeah, I did notice that they have 2 splashdowns on Kutztown.
Yeah, the bad jump
That special
too.
is very feast or famine. Depending on the team, it can get triples or can just do nothing, but it looks like it's getting something on this match.
Yeah, absolutely. Another one goes down from Neumont as Kutztown is just taking some massive space here, not really letting Neumont find their way in.
Yeah, this is a very solid lockout on the part of Kutztown. One goes down, the Dread. The Booyah comes out, not very valuable, not even neutral. Ooh, just barely
Mike finds
neutralizing.
paint, gets two. Wonderful play
What
from
a
the...
crazy flank from that decaf. That
Yeah.
single-handedly changed that from a pretty mediocre Booyah bomb to possibly saving them the game.
Yeah, absolutely. We see triple splat come out once again as the Knot now has it up as well.
Decaf is fighting the Knot, able to find 2. Wait!
Ooh. Trying
That
desperately.
end try is barely alive.
Pops bubble.
This bubble is going to be really good. I think
Yeah.
if they play smart, I think Llamas has lead here.
Maybe.
One trying
There
to
we
flank.
go.
They do take lead. Triple splashdown coming out once again, able to find one, but
Doesn't
it doesn't
find the
the
repaint.
zone.
Triple splat once again. Manages to find the paint this time.
Solid enough.
Ooh, 3 down.
3 down. What a crazy pick by that Hydra. Able to stall out enough that I think Llamas now has advantage in this.
Yeah. Just absolutely wonderful. We see the Booyah Bomb finds a pick there on Kutztown as this Hydra is just really trying to stay back and hold space.
Ooh.
Doesn't-
Red dies,
Yeah.
but it's still even since the, I believe, Pro is down as well on the side of
Yeah.
Kutztown.
Decaf tries to find something, but can't quite. 2 down on Neumont, 3 down on Neumont. Kutztown is finding a good push here. They get a wipeout on Neumont.
Absolutely insane play. These triple splashdowns are saving Kutztown's momentum, keeping them in the game. Another one comes out, not as lucky as the previous.
But still managed to get one off of it in the end. Trying to find a
Bubble comes
decaf.
out. Everyone on Kutztown is chipped, but multiple of them also have Cooler.
Yeah.
We are out of the penalty points on Kutztown. If we don't cap soon, Llamas will be losing the lead, but they just managed
Booyah
to
finds
do
the
so.
cap. 3 down with that Booyah too. Wonderful play from Neumont.
Pro does have missiles. This might be their chance to get in once Kutztown recuperates, but at the same time, every second is closer and closer to a Llama's knockout.
Yeah, absolutely. With 30 points left on the board, it is a very, very close game here. Kutztown slowly working their way in, finding the space. They get one from Neumont.
Penalty points are out, though.
2 down.
Are they able to flip in time? 8,
They
7, 6. They
just
do
do.
flip in time.
Decaf finds 2 in the back.
What a crazy play by this Decaf.
Yeah. Booyah, getting them low. Can the Decaf find something off of it?
Doesn't get a pick, but does get a flip.
They managed to jump out just in time.
Perfect jump out. Just 20 more seconds, and Llamas will have round 2 of this match.
Yeah.
One goes down on Llamas. Neutralized. 2 go down on Llamas. Llamas is back. In control. Reef again. A triple!
They do manage to
All
find
they
the paint.
need
If they
to
can
do
hold this, they can win this game. But
is
that was a
hold.
big, big Reef Slider from Neumont.
But all Neumont needs to do is flip. It's down to a final play here, really.
Yeah.
Whoever can win this fight is likely the winner of this game.
Neumont has Booyah. They're going to pop it.
Booyah comes out.
Triple
Ooh,
splash.
triple splashdown.
Yeah, just a little bit early on that.
And that's game.
Yeah.
Neumont takes game 2. It is now 2-0 on the side of Neumont Llama's B team.
Yeah, once again, another really close game there.
Yeah, that was a really interesting game. I definitely think that Nautilus swap and the swap to the M-Parry dualies was very good for Kutztown. They were able to have, honestly, some really solid holds that were just kind of cut short by some very powerful plays by the Hydra and the Decav. I definitely think the Decav's bubbles are very strong into Kutztown, able to just get behind them, pop that bubble, so they're such a dangerous force to be reckoned with. And overall, just a very powerful presence on the field.
Yeah, absolutely. Both teams were playing so well around all of their specials that game, and it was just one after another. We would see Neumont flip with Booyah, come in with all of their like Reef Slider and Bubble, and then a little bit later, Kutztown would come back with the triple splashdown into triple splashdown and just wipe Neumont.
Yeah.
So such a fun game to watch.
I do think it's really interesting that we saw a lot of picks on zone with those triple splashdowns. Typically, as we move up into higher and higher levels of play, the zone itself becomes less and less of a focal point, right?
Yeah.
Because if you die, you explode into a bunch of enemy paint, and enemy paint is how you get the zone. So typically, as you move farther and farther up the division ladder, you'll see less and less people standing on zone. But I noticed that simultaneously, the Booyah from Llamas and also the triple splashdowns from Kutztowns were able to simultaneously get a lot of paint down on zone, and as well as a pick or two.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that there was at least one time where the pick was the difference between painting versus not painting the zone.
Certainly. All right, moving into game 3, I believe this is going to be Rainmaker on Manta Maria. Rainmaker is kind of similar to Capture the Flag in a way. You're trying to bring something to a base. The only difference is instead of a flag, it's a fish-shaped bazooka. And instead of your base, you're trying to bring it to the enemy base. Along the way, there will be one checkpoint. Sometimes you have an option between 2 checkpoints, but you only need to break one of them. And in general, it's very strange. It can simultaneously be the fastest and the slowest mode in the game. You can knock out in as little as 20 to 30 seconds. However, if you get a big lead at the beginning of the game, it's very, very valuable for you to just stall and make the rest of the match last as long as possible so that they can't get space.
Yeah, absolutely.
In terms of map, it looks like we're going to be on Manta Maria. Normally, I would be commenting on how this is a bad Charger map, but there are no Chargers here.
Yeah, I hate this map. I hate it. too many weird areas, too many grates.
Yeah, there's a lot of grates and ledges. Mid is a very interesting spot. All right, we see a well string come out from Kutztown. That's pretty typical of Rainmaker. The Rainmaker has a shield, and that's considered an object in this game. And weapons have a separate damage number for specifically objects, and Wellstring is by far the best weapon for object damage in the game. As you can see, just instantly
Ooh,
popping.
finds a pick on
even
Neumont.
Though
With the
Neumont
pop.
was trying. Rainmaker's already grabbed. They're going around to right side.
Yeah.
Able to find one on the zap. They're already getting checkpoint.
Yeah, they're going to
here.
have this. Even without the paint on it. 2 down from Neumont. Again, 3 down.
from Neumont.
Like we said, this can be the fastest game mode in the game. 20 seconds.
Able to find 2. Zap finding 2. Zap finding 3.
Crazy work.
Single-handedly saving this match for Llamas as the entire tide of the battle has been swapped around to Neumont. Cooler comes out and it's just it's a completely different
Yeah.
game to how it was even 20 seconds ago.
Absolutely. This game's going to slow down so much now.
Yeah, Kutztown has quite a large lead, so it really just boils down to how long they can hold Llamas. They don't really need to push unless they have an insane chance to greaten their lead even more. One does go down on Kutztown.
Yeah. It's just such a stalemate. Carbon finding one on the splatling there.
Trading out
Yeah.
from the Dread. We do see a Reef Slider ready to go. It could be popped at any moment. Kutztown is 2 down now, but responds so fast because of that Cooler.
Yeah. See the
Reef's trying to
Reef.
find an opening.
Doesn't find anyone.
Doesn't find a pick, but it does clear the checkpoint.
And they
Just
find
barely.
it.
Nope. Just barely don't from the Wellstring's arc shot.
I was talking about the Wellstringer just barely finding them over the checkpoint. They do manage to break checkpoint in the end there.
Yup. 2 go down on Kutztown.
Yeah.
This might be a Llama's lead. They just need to run it. Oh, but they don't.
Rainmaker goes down. It's just 2 left on Neumont. And the Carbon finds the zap. Unfortunate. Trying to shark there.
Ooh, terrible. 2 go down from the pop.
Yeah, I was about to
Llamas
say.
is in a rough spot. They did break checkpoint, so it's not a total loss.
They're
But Motive-
definitely still in it, but just so unfortunate.
Momentum is just right back to Kutztown, it seems.
Yeah, triple splat. Finds one.
2 down on the side of Kutztown. It's pretty even here.
Yeah,
Kutztown in a really weird position.
absolutely. We see the decap popping bubble, but going down there. Unfortunate.
Unfortunate, but I think it was valuable enough that it scared the Nautilus out of its position, which means we will be seeing a Rainmaker reset. Though, just barely, we see a pick coming out from Kutztown on Llamas. So, it doesn't look like we'll have a full neutral here.
Yeah.
But with
Kutztown is-
Booyah out ready, we could see something coming. Really just boils down to what Llamas wants to do here. Bubbles comes out, trying to skirmish at least a way for the Rainmaker to be grabbed. Wellstring is 1,
Not the
Carbon's
low.
half. The Booyah comes out, not
Doesn't
able to find
quite-
anyone, but does pull space away from Kutztown. The sword goes down. It just feels like we could
Full
really
splat.
move a bit faster on both
Yeah.
sides here.
Just unfortunate. Neumont keeps getting caught out by the triple splat down.
1 goes down on both sides, 2 down on Llamas,
Yeah.
3 down on Llamas. It's just the Hydra once again. Can the Hydra hold the space? Looks like they should be able to.
Yeah, men didn't get those jumps in.
1 goes down on Neumont again. 1 flanks and 2 down on Neumont.
Yeah.
Rainmaker
Kutztown.
grabbed by the side of Kutztown. It looks like they might be looking for a chance to score more points here.
Fair enough. It's just such a hard time finding a space in Rainmaker on Manticorea.
1 down again on both sides. Another down on Kutztown. But with Cooler, it's already 3 up again. Ooh, but I think 3 just went down due to that Booyah
I
bomb.
think it was 2, but 3
Oh, now
now.
it's 3 down. We got to move
Yeah.
up fast.
Absolutely. Neumont needs to find something here if they
This
want
Carbon
to get this game.
is the one line of defense between what is likely
Cannot
a
find his
Neumont
way.
lead. They just need to move forward. They got lead.
They got a lead.
4, 3, 2. That is a solid lead, and all it requires is an overtime defense on Llamas.
Yeah, as long as they can find a pick on the Rainmaker, they will be fine here. They don't have any specials coming up soon, so they are going to have to rely on gameplay.
Yeah, it doesn't look like either side is particularly special heavy. We do see one go down on both sides, though. They are playing so slow moving in. It's just the Rainmaker by itself. Okay, the Nautilus is finally there.
Yeah,
And
that's
that's
how
the
that was
Rainmaker
going.
dying. That is a 3-0 from Llamas. It really looked like Kutztown was going to hold that one out there until the last 20 seconds.
Yeah, that last push there from Neumont really just brought it back. They managed to find the kills, find the space, and eventually get the lead that they needed.
It was quite a powerful push, and that's how big a single great push can be in Rainmaker. You can be winning for 4 minutes and 30 seconds, but if you make one bad fight, Rainmaker is the game where you're going to lose.
Absolutely. I loved to see the Carbon Deco have a soft spot in my heart for Carbon.
Yeah, I have noticed that the Kutztown comps are switching quite often.
Yeah,
Whereas
absolutely.
Llamas have stayed exactly the same. No, not even a kit swap with the same main weapon. And I do wonder if their Kutztown is not panicking, but just trying to figure out what weapon would work into Llamas. Whereas
I feel like the swap onto Nautilus was more so our normal comp won't work against this team. They're like outside of the range of our normal comp, so we need something. But I feel like the swaps there were more just, it's game mode, I need these specific weapons.
yeah, I definitely think the Wellstring swap was pretty much just a, hey, it's Rainmaker, we should probably play Wellstring since that weapon is really good on object damage.
Yeah.
Whereas with the Nautilus, I think it was definitely a, we need a backline if we're going to fight this Hydra.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, moving into game 4. I know it'll be tower control on Hagglefish Market. Tower control is just your traditional payload style game mode. If you played push in Overwatch, it's a lot like that, where you have a tower that when you're on it, moves towards the enemy base. There's a series of checkpoints along the way. Once you break a checkpoint, you don't need to break it again, but otherwise it moves at the same speed no matter how many people are on it. I think that we might see one swap from the side of Llamas. I think the Hydra might go for a different kit here. The Booyah Bomb is really good on tower. It can be used to force the enemy team off tower. But depending on what they want to do, there is a Hydra kit with Bubble. And while Decaf has Bubble, one thing that is very scary in tower control is a Hydra inside a bubble on the tower. Because they're moving forward, they have an insane kill time, and they have a giant shield. It's quite a powerful combination. So I do wonder if Llamas is going to try to do that. I do know that Squiddo, the Hydra player, has done it in the past. But that was also before the Decaf player switched to Decaf. They used to play Tentatek, the Spider Shot.
Yeah. We're getting a lot of chat comments here. Big leads, woo, I love Rainmaker. Yeah, fair. This is so nerve-wracking. Absolutely. These have been close games back-to-back. You don't tend to see this very much, but I feel like these two teams are fairly well-matched skill level-wise. Just a little bit of advantage towards Neumont.
Yeah, I definitely think there's... The scoreboard doesn't show it. Right now it's 3-0, but I definitely think each and every one of these games was decided by a single fight.
Yeah.
I think a single fight made the difference between Kutztown and Neumont winning in each and every one of these games.
With that first game, when they missed that ball, that was literally the difference.
Yeah, that was just the difference of a single moment. It really just... I wonder if how much of it might be momentum. Like, if we see a win come out from Kutztown, I wonder if they might be able to find a streak here.
Yeah, I feel like that could absolutely be the case with how close these games have been going. I know that when you start winning, you get that adrenaline rush, you start playing better, and you can kind of just roll into more and more.
All right, moving into the match here. Let's see if we have any major changes.
Come on.
Okay, Splatoon. Come on. Yay. All right, we do see the Bubble Hydra coming out like I thought. Dynamo Roller comes out. Quite a powerful choice in the recent meta. In the most recent update, Dynamo got a slew of buffs, plus a bunch of changes to how hitboxes work, plus the addition of Aura has just made Dynamo quite a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, absolutely.
This neutral fight doesn't look like anything too important's happening. One is trying to go on that left flank on Kutztown. Same with Neumont trying to find that left flank on their side. One finally does go down the Dread. Two Cooler comes out on what looks like Neumont. Chumps come out on Kutztown side, and Kutztown takes tower.
Yeah. We see bubble popped from, I think, Decaf there.
Strikes coming out to get
Two
the Hydra.
down. Just absolutely wonderful.
That might be a solid first push for Kutztown being in the works. But again, they're just so scared to move up.
There they were 2 down, so they started backing up because of that. It's kind of understandable.
Yeah, definitely an understandable situation. But I do wonder if they could have salvaged a bit more from that push.
I feel like they could have definitely gotten at least a chunk more of a lead from it.
Chumps come out again. Dread falls.
2 down on Neumont, 1 on Cuts.
Ooh, it's even again. Kohler looks to be on the advantage of Llamas. 1 goes down on Kutztown. 2
Finds
go down
2.
on Kutztown. Trades out. We have a Reef Slide already.
Reef is up.
I think we might be seeing that come out soon.
Yep. And there it
Gets
goes.
the Dynamo. Not able to find any more, but the Nautilus is low, and we do have a bubble out.
They're gonna bubble
might
into bubble
again.
They're gonna bubble
They're
into
gonna
bubble.
bubble into bubble.
We love bubble. We love bubble here.
That's gonna be a first checkpoint break and a bubble break.
Yeah. Looks
It's
like
only Hydra left, but that doesn't matter much when you have a giant shield.
yeah
Finds one, but isn't able to find any more.
That's a pretty big lead. They have the checkpoint. They have a decent chunk into the next checkpoint.
Yeah,
too.
that first checkpoint is considered one of the hardest to break in the game. So that falling this early for Llamas is very good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Similarly to
one
Rainmaker,
goes
they
down.
could try some sort of stall comp here. Tactic here. Not comp, apologies.
Yeah. We see the triple splat and some lag there.
Ooh. 1 goes down on Kutztown.
I wonder if that was a
I
caused
believe.
by the lag. Because they just kind of popped triple splat for no reason there.
Ooh. 1 down on both sides, just kind of an even game.
2 down on Neumont.
2 down on Neumont.
But Cuts isn't really pushing up.
Yeah.
They've been playing it a lot slower than I tend to like to see.
Chumps coming out. It just doesn't look like they want to move up with those chumps. They're popping special, but not really following up on them, and nothing is happening because of it.
Yeah, absolutely. They do keep finding the picks on Neumont first, and they could be taking lead and advantage from it, but they're not really playing off of it.
Strikes come out. They finally take tower. Dynamo trying to get this Hydra off of the...
Triple splat finds 1,
Ooh, triple splat.
but Neumont repicks right back.
Yep.
2nd down.
Neumont takes tower, which is very interesting.
Yeah.
Hydra jumps out. I wonder if that tower take was just so that Kutztown couldn't have tower. Because I do notice that, once again, Kutztown has advantage, but we aren't scoring any points.
Yeah, they're on the tower this time, though.
They finally are getting points down off the board, and it really looks like we should be focusing a bit more on the tower here.
I think B Team forgot that this is an objective-based game mode for a second there.
Zap dropping, doesn't find much. We are on checkpoint.
And that is lead. 2 down from Neumont again as they break the 2nd checkpoint. This is looking bad for Neumont B Team now.
Yeah, this is a
minute
very
left on the clock.
snowbally section to have advantage in.
Yeah.
Everyone
They pop
besides...
Soda,
Ooh.
and they're just, yeah. Neumont's going to have like 1, maybe 2 more big pushes here, and they're going to have to break that checkpoint.
Yeah,
with
they're
them.
going to have to break that checkpoint.
This might be Kutztown's first win.
Nautilus really just needs to hold for a few more seconds to get this win. But Reef Slider comes out, able to...
Can't find him.
Ooh, just
Yeah.
difficult for Neumont to find any openings here.
Absolutely. Despite playing slow, they are really good at playing slow.
Yes, once they have this advantage, I think that really Kutztown has a very good strategy once they have that lead, but it's just been over and over.
Yeah. Just absolutely.
Ooh.
Once they found the lead, they could not stop it. They're playing slow, but it's working because they're so good at playing slow.
Yeah. Playing so is certainly a valid strategy in Splatoon. It's quite a fast game, but as long as you are playing a tanky comp with strong ability to hold space, you can certainly play a bit more slow, a bit more punishy, waiting for your specials, waiting for very strong openings in comparison to Llama's playing a bit more, what's the word? Scrappy. The Decav is playing really aggressive, putting in these backline plays, and I do wonder, does seem like the Kutztown is kind of waking up to that, right?
Yeah, they are definitely paying more attention to the decav and a little bit the zap in the bucket as well.
I do wonder why if the Dynamo swap was for the decav to just be able to clear out such large areas in that backline while also getting tons of paint down.
I could absolutely see that being the case. It's so hard to get into the backline when they have a Dynamo or a lot of paint in general.
Yeah. Since we are moving to Game 5, I believe we are back on Clamblitz, this time on Inkblot Art Academy.
Yeah.
Inkblot is going to be a bit of a strange map for the comps that we have here. If we don't see another charger coming, if we don't see another swap from Kutztown, maybe to a charger or a stringer, I do think this might be another opportunity for the Hydra to just kind of control so much space with that perch it has on the plat. However, on the other hand, depending on what Kutztown switches to, I know in Game 1 when they ran Clamblitz, they had an Ink Brush. Ink Brush is quite powerful in the area known as backs in this map, on this map. And backs is a area behind the enemy basket that really, if the enemy has control of your backs, you should be very scared because it is quite a good power position.
I mean, to be fair, B team was down 3 when Kutztown got that big push. They were down 3 because 3 of them were in Kutztown's backline while they were pushing the tower. And then Kutztown started coming back and killing them while they were still on the tower. And then they got to the tower, which pushed it further.
Yeah.
Like, it was really one big misplay that lost B team that game.
I do think a little bit more focus on objective. I'm not saying that they should solely focus on objective because I do think their playstyle of picks first, objective second can work. But I also think when there's that sort of strong advantage, their Nautilus is on the tower, breaking a checkpoint, and we're fighting on the opposite side of the map. That's just going to advantage Kutztown, right? Because they're scoring points. The longer that fight lasts, the more Kutztown is closer and closer to lead.
They seem really good at locking down when they get a push. Absolutely. Kutztown is really good at locking down. They're really good at playing that slow defense game. And when that happens, it's just so hard to get through.
And that's exactly why I think that Dynamo swap really was the thing that won them that game. That is one of Dynamo's biggest strengths, especially against a team that isn't very good into AoE. You just can't walk into it. It is a wall. You have to throw bombs at it. You have to displace it somehow. And while Llamas has powerful specials, the only displacement special they have is Booyah. You could maybe use Reef Slider as a displacement in some niche situations, but I would say that primarily the bubble is going to be used to take space. The Booyah is going to be used for paint and to take space. And the Reef Slider is probably going to be used for picks, maybe for paint on zone.
I want to see my Carbon Deco come back.
I do think Carbon Deco could be a good option here. Very similar to Ink Brush. It's just powerful in that sort of back flank area.
I don't think it really works that well with Kutztown's primary game plan, though.
Yeah, I do think if they want to play not Hydra, if they want, ooh,
Brush.
Octo Brush, interesting. We see a bit more range in comparison to Ink Brush, but not quite as much maneuverability with that weapon. I wonder if that's the correct choice here. I do think that Llamas has a bit of a hard time with AoE and just kind of these large hitboxes. So I do think that larger range might be a more valuable
One down
resource.
It's their brush, too.
Wow.
Just unfortunate.
Commentator's curse.
Yeah.
I'm glazing the Octobrush and it dies instantly.
Yeah.
Interesting jump out.
Yeah.
I did not know that was possible.
I did not know you could jump from a wall either. The bomb!
Ooh.
2 down on Neumont.
2 down on Neumont. That's a big advantage for
They don't have
Kutztown.
clams.
Yeah, they don't really have the economy, but I think that's fine. We're only about 45 seconds into the match.
45 matches.
45 matches into
into the
set.
second. Yeah.
We are back to neutral. It's very strange. Kutztown will find an advantage, and it just doesn't seem to go anywhere a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Kraken not able to find any value.
Absolutely.
One goes down on the side of Llamas. It was
Bubble.
the decav
Yeah.
popping bubble. That's very unfortunate.
Yeah. That's sad.
Both teams are just really waiting for something to happen. We're playing quite reactively, but it's 2 down. We might finally have the chance for a power clam here, but this T-Tech does not want to get clams. There we
They
go.
find the clam, but all of Neumont's back up now.
Tactic Cooler's out, so we at least have some momentum here. Able to find one on that decav. Kraken is ready, and a power clam is ready.
Pop Kraken.
One goes down on Kutztown. One scores.
Yo, nice.
It looks like that might be the end of this push unless that Octobrush is able to find that power clam, but it does not look like it.
Yeah, that Octobrush was in a bad situation over there.
Yeah, it was being a little awkward with that Kraken. It could have done a lot more.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're invincible. You don't need to be so scared.
Absolutely, absolutely. Very interesting Octo. Yeah, that's fair, that's fair.
Returning to neutral here, we see one go down. I notice a lot of these fights start with the Dread falling to a bomb or something similar.
I was about to say, Neumont's been going down a lot to the secondaries there.
Strikes come out. One goes down on Kutztown. 2 go down on Kutztown. We might be seeing some sort of momentum on the side of Llamas.
Maybe.
But they just don't have any economy to make advantage of it.
Yeah, and Kutztown is slowly just coming back in.
We do have a ball out on Llama's side, but we also need a bit more of a push to get some momentum going. That reach slider might be valuable, trying to force this choke.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Just, it's so hard to get through with all of
we
the...
we see the reach slider finally coming out, unable to find
Kraken.
anyone, but I think it did find some paint. Doesn't look like it's going to find a pick from it, though. One goes down on the side of Kutztown. 2 go down on the side of Kutztown. It might be an opening after all.
Cannot quite get up there.
Oh, but we're playing so far back.
Yeah, just unfortunate. That Kraken counter ult was just wonderful play from the Kraken there.
Neumont has the resources to take a lead here, but they just don't have the opportunities yet.
Yeah, they have
One
so
goes
many
down
balls.
on Llamas. One's low on the side of Kutztown, but not able
2
to
down
find
on
the
Llamas.
pick.
3 down on Llamas.
Oh no, that's a bad
Kutztown
situation.
doesn't have the economy to get a ball here, but they can find their way in. Kraken popped once again, trying to find something here. Doesn't quite get a
Just
pick.
nothing, but it doesn't need to get any.
And they die to the bomb!
Ooh!
1 for 1. Neumont
One for
cuts
one
down.
trade. I do wonder. It's just we are waiting to find an opening, but it's just not existing. What can Llamas do to get the score and get the lead that they need?
They just need to find a good opportunity. They need to find the picks and not get picked themselves. Kutztown is so good at locking down, and they just need to find a way in and through that, but they cannot so far.
These bombs, these
Triple.
Ooh,
Managed to
able to
escape.
survive just barely. We need a power clam on Llama's side, or it's gonna be no overtime.
Yeah.
Able to find 2, but it's still. Oh, we have a power clam. It looks like
Booyah.
something might happen.
They toss
Are we
it in.
getting lead?
They just need a couple clams. They
We
get
got
them!
the lead, and that is match point.
Wonderful,
In Splatoon,
wonderful
It does
gameplay.
not matter if you play well the first 4.5 minutes. If you do not play well the last 30 seconds, you are toast.
Everything boils down to turf war if you really think about it.
Oh, the turf war curse, my beloved.
You're beloved.
My beloved.
You're beloved.
All right, we will be playing all 7 games of this match.
Yeah.
So we do have more action, so stick around for that. But in terms of the actual set that will be reported to the league, how did we feel about that overall set?
Really close games. It was so interesting to see how the games were coming down to literally 1 or 2 plays every game.
Every single game was neck and neck, and it was really just, I think, boiling down to that last moment, that ability to finally push in and get that lead. Llamas with the decav seems to just be able to find that one opportunity, popping bubble and getting lead. That seemed to be a very similar circumstance for everything that Neumont won besides the Rainmaker game, I believe.
Yeah. Kutztown was really good at managing to stay up, and whenever they were getting picked, always having soda, so they were immediately back into the action. But when Neumont finally broke that rhythm, finally found the picks on them, they just got in, they got those kills, they found the specials, and managed to come back in the last second.
Just amazing comeback at that last second from Neumont. And that will be the set, but it looks like our next game for the final 2 matches that are a bit more casual will be on Splat Zone's Mako Mart. Back to Splat Zones, just a very simple, straightforward. Some people like to call this the battlefield of Splatoon 3, or some might even call it the final destination of Splatoon 3, where it is quite a popular pick in competitive play. It's a joke that round 1 is Splat Zone's Mako Mart, round 2 is Tower Control Hagglefish, and that will be every competitive set if counter picks are available. Mako Mart is quite an interesting map because it is ledge city. There are so many ledges you can camp. I do wonder if the decav might swap to a different Splatana that's a bit better at camping these ledges, or we might see that Carbon Deco come back. This is a very good Carbon Deco map.
I love Carbon Deco.
Otherwise, the Octobrush may be valuable, as well as the Ink Brush. The Hydra will have some valuable vantage points. The Dread will be very strong here as well. This is just a really good map for both comps, honestly.
Yeah, absolutely. I really want to see the Carbon Deco just because I'm biased. I'm a Carbon Deco one trick. I love the weapon.
I'm an Ink Brush one trick, and I was so happy when Game 1 had an Ink Brush, and they haven't played it since. It made me so sad when I saw Octobrush. I like Octobrush, but it will never be the same.
Yeah, not quite Ink Brush. Not quite the I'm gonna camp the back of your spawn.
Yeah. I mean, it can still do that, but it just can't do that at Mach 5.
Yeah.
It can't slide around the map and go zip, zip, zip. All right. Looks like the teams are still readying up, so really, what else is there to say about this set? Anything else interesting or valuable you think that we could take away from this B team set?
I think Neumont needs to have some more spatial awareness.
I would definitely agree. All right, looks like we are readying up and getting in to Splat Zone's Mako Mart. Let's see if we see any interesting comp changes here. Exact same thing from Neumont. Old regular. Explusher and Ink Brush Nouveau. Oh my gosh.
There's the Ink Brush you wanted.
It might be an Ink Brush, but it's not an Ink Brush in my heart. All right. Neumont instantly getting zoned, but it just neutralizes just as fast.
Yeah.
Bombs coming out. Kutztown once again just not taking the space they need to really make valuable plays into Neumont.
They have a bunch of specials coming up here.
Yeah.
See the Stamper
coming out. Not able to find one. Stamping the Tacticooler more than anything. Finding one with a jaw. Oh my gosh.
Oh, 2 down from Neumont. 3 down, 1 respawns.
Kutztown is able to get lead here.
2 down from Kutztown
Oh
there.
my gosh, that is a fast swap from advantage to disadvantage. I do notice that we have less triple splashdowns than we do last set. Last Splatzones game we had 2, now we only have 1.
Yeah. Both teams just sitting here fighting for this zone here.
Yeah, they're fighting for zone when they really should be fighting for picks so that it was easier to paint.
1-1.
Ooh,
2 down on Cuts.
2 down on Cuts. penalty points out, it looks like we might see another lead flip.
Yeah.
Decaf taking right stack. A powerful position for it, but there's no one to fight.
Yeah.
Decaf watching this ledge, seeing if there's any drops that can catch out. Inkbrush coming in. Dropping. We might see a pick here.
Yo, nice. Another one down from
Powerful shark
Kutztown,
on
too.
that Decav. Zap just watching. This is quite a strong lockout. One of the strongest we've seen so far in this set.
Yeah, that bucket finally goes down in the back of Kutztown's spawn there. They might have the opportunity to push in.
We have a Booyah on the side. Oh, and finally the flip.
Yeah.
Stamp. Trying to find more. Might get this. Nope.
Ran out of
better to
time.
get the dread.
One for
Hydra
one.
able to flip already again. And there's only one down on Kutztown. What is going on Kutztown's side?
No clue.
Kutztown has the tools, has the ability. They just don't
Triple
have
splat.
the confidence.
Didn't find anything. Managed to get the pick anyway, though.
Kutztown is able to get this one. One goes down on Kutztown, one goes down on Llamas, the second on Llamas, another on Llamas. One by one, they fall down.
Yeah. Just crazy, crazy gameplay.
Zone is back to neutral. It might be valuable to take zone and to go down on Kutztown, and Neumont secures their lead with more penalty points on the side of Kutztown.
We're going to see them try to get in the back of spawn.
I might see a reef slider here. A cheeky reef slider might be able to get something. We'll see.
Managed to trade.
Doesn't get the reef, but it does get a trade.
2 down on Neumont. They pop Stamp once again, immediately throwing it and finding another one. Booyah out from Neumont. Cannot save himself.
Oh.
Only one up on Neumont. The bucket drops there? What?
Oh no!
What was that?
Oh no! The decaf drops too!
They're staggering!
We cannot stagger here, Neumont. Oh, Inkbrush comes and gets one. Inkbrush gets two. Trades out.
Oh
and
my
it looks
goodness!
like a completely different game.
Yeah, Kutztown.
Suddenly realizing that they, in fact, can kill the enemy team.
Yeah, just insane how Neumont staggering there has brought this into a Kutztown lead. Absolutely crazy.
Crazy, but it does look like there will be a neutralization and a cap. So at the bare minimum, this match might be lasting a little bit longer.
2 down from Neumont.
Ooh, that decaf could have gotten something, but just
Reef.
barely missed.
Can't
Doesn't find anything.
Unfortunate, and he goes
Zone
down.
does get capped, but it's 2 down once more.
Oh
a pick
my
from
goodness.
Kutztown. It is a bloodbath on
No,
Zone when it
Squiddo,
does
no.
not need to be.
Thank you.
Inkbrush coming in from that left side, realizes the Hydra's watching it and backs up.
Yeah.
Everyone's standing near this block. They really could just... And Stamp comes out, and it's probably going to find one. Finds one. Zone is neutralized. What?
Yeah. Crazy.
2 down on the side of Llamas, 1 down on the side of Kutztown.
Neumont just, they
Neumont,
can't stop
please.
staggering, please.
Oh, a bubble on Zone. That might
they-
be something at least, but it doesn't look like it's going to do
Come on,
much.
Paint.
Paint! Oh, no! Booyah comes out.
Booyah.
It neutralizes. It neutralizes.
It's done. It's
done.
over. It's cooked.
I think
Neumont, what
that
was the
quite
stagger
the
there?
Cooking.
Good job,
Oh,
Kutztown.
my
Absolutely
God.
great play, Kutztown. You took advantage of Neumont so hard there. They just kept staggering, and you kept just letting them run into you one after another. Great work.
Great work. The records might not be keeping track of that, but I'll be keeping track of that because I will be remembering that match.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that was really a example of what Kutztown. I think that was an example of what both teams can really do when playing at all of their guns blazing. We saw quite the hold from Llamas at first. It was almost a complete 100-0.
Yeah.
But then Kutztown just, I think they got out of their own heads. I think they realized that they needed to do something.
I think it's partially that, and partially Neumont kind of started egoing. They started taking kind of crazy plays.
I do think
and
that
it wasn't working.
the Dreadringer was making some interesting flanks. I'm unsure if Dreadringer should be making these ballsy plays. I mean, I respect it. I love dives. I love playing as aggressive as possible. Shout out Hyper Dive if anyone knows what that is. Shout out that. But let's if we're gonna play Hyper Dive, if we're gonna play dive, let's all agree we're playing dive. And I think the Llama's B team could definitely learn a little bit about my least favorite game engine, Unity, as in do everything together, please.
Absolutely. We just saw them stagger and stagger and stagger, and then go for crazy plays, find a pick, and then stagger.
That decav, once again, doing the exact same plays that were winning the game the last Splat Zones match, but the difference here was that the enemy team was just not able, I mean, not the enemy team, Llamas was not able to follow up on it.
Yeah, they were making the plays at the wrong time. Timing is so important in this game. If you don't have your team with you when you find those picks, you're not going to get anything off of it. You're just going to lose your resources.
Yeah, so I definitely think that if we see another Neumont win, it's going to be from correcting those mistakes, realizing that we should be playing with a bit more unity and solid pushing together.
Begging your team to paint the zone ASMR, that's so real. That is so real. I wanted them to stop staggering so bad.
Dude,
it was painful to watch.
Tunnel vision on Splat Zones is the worst thing you can ever have. On tower control, if you get the pick on the tower, at least the tower stops moving. If you tunnel vision on zone and you die on zone, you're helping the enemy team keep zone.
Yeah. Thank you for the sub, David Tasseltots, gifting it to Bug on the Wall.
That's lovely. We love gifting to the Llamas community.
10 subs.
10 out of 10. We hit 10 subs!
Moving into Museum, Rainmaker here. I think it's our last game, right?
Yes, this will be our last game for the set. This will be a very interesting game to watch because Museum's very interesting. It's almost like a valley. The mid is quite flat and low ground, whereas we have two plats that are a good bit higher, with the main exception being the big spinner in the middle that will slowly spin around as the match goes on.
Yeah, I love the little spinner. It just goes.
Yep. It will open and close different alternate routes as the match goes on. We see a interesting swap here off of the Zap and the Dreadringer. We now see a mini Splatling and a Forge Pro out. On both teams, we are now suddenly coolerless.
Yeah.
One goes down on Llamas early. One goes down on Kutztown early. What an interesting opening. Normally, Pop is the main focus, but we just didn't see much focus on Pop, and that's because Pop doesn't really do much on this map. Since it's on a high area, it doesn't paint that much. The spinner blocks most of the paint. One goes down on Kutztown. Stamp comes out. It doesn't find much. Two go down on Kutztown. One for Llamas.
Yeah, traded.
This could be an advantage for Llamas. It looks like they're going for the Rainmaker, but they fall. They fall again. Why are we backing up? No! A fumble of the control stick, and it looks like all our momentum is gone.
We were watching that, Squiddo, live.
Yeah, Squiddo, I'm sorry. All right. The brush.
One down from Neumont.
Trying to just find an opening, it looks like. Trying to find some sort of Pop Stamp.
Finds two!
What a crazy throw. That might be checkpoint. Oh my gosh, a flank from the decav, I think, ends that push. But it does technically give... Oh! They
checkpoint.
Stopped checkpoint.
Just barely.
Just barely. Wavebreaker hit on 2 Wavebreaker hits. Please.
Neumont cannot find their way up this spinner here for the life of them.
The spinner, dude.
The curse of the spinner.
Narwhal able to finally get onto high ground. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go, Narwhal. Popping bubble on the spinner.
That's a really good bubble. It might be able to
finds one,
go
two down
on Kutztown. This is an opportunity for them to finally move up and get something going on. This Hydra is still in the same spot. We gotta take space, guys.
Booyah. Come on. Move!
And it's back to
Oh
neutral,
my.
it looks like. We might find... Oh!
Stamper from
one
Neumont
goes
finds
down.
one.
It
Hydra.
might be a chance, finally!
Hydra. Let's go!
Checkpoint! 2 down on Neumont, but checkpoint is good. It looks like we are in for an interesting set. Ender.
Hydra, I forgive you for your prior sins.
I forgive our Hydra for a lot of things.
Yeah.
This decal gets an assist on the blaster. We are 2 down on Kutztown, and they have Rainmaker, so they are out of position big time. Ink Brush 1 on... Ooh. Able to heal back to full. They're going to try to shark this out. Able to not get that one, but it goes down anyways.
Yeah.
Hydra needs to watch it.
Yeah.
Able to stop the Ink Brush.
See, I would have wanted to see the Carbon Deco.
I don't think the Carbon would have get that kill either.
Nah. Carbon gets that kill. Trust.
Maybe with the first bomb. Maybe with the first bomb. If they hit the direct, I could see it.
3
it's
down.
just
No,
the-
getting stuck on the thing again.
Able to get a
Finds
pick.
one. Come on.
Ooh.
Nothing. But all of
But
Neumont
it
is
did
back
stall
up.
long enough that
Yeah.
Neumont is back. We are
goes
playing
down.
a little bit aggressive with the Vidi here. Rainmaker,
Does
Pro
Toad
go
play
down.
Mini?
I'm unsure. I've never seen them play Mini before, but they've also been the type to experiment with different weapons. They're still trying to figure out what exactly they want to main.
Kutztown gets the checkpoint there. If they can just pick this
It's
up.
even.
There they go. They find the
Oh.
lead. Neumont is down. They're being pushed back. They do manage to find the Rainmaker and the other person that was
2
pushing
down
them.
on Kutztown. It is a solid lead for Kutztown now. Similarly to the previous Rainmaker game, all they need to do now is to hold. But they did last time. Let's see if they can do it this time.
Yeah, we saw Narwhal and MG there just playing a nice game of footsies on the tower thing there.
Yeah, interesting bubble. Quite a defensive bubble. With
2 down.
2 down. Might be 3 if that Ink Brush falls, but able to barely get out. Stamp comes out, and this person is solo missiled.
chasing.
That is terrifying.
They-
Oh, and we just barely died.
2 down
here.
from Neumont.
3 down from Neumont.
3.
Come on, you guys.
Can they?
That Stamp does not find the pick, but it is. All of this momentum is dead for Llamas as we are returning to neutral.
Neumont might have one more push left if they can get rid of the Rainmaker.
The Rainmaker just needs to sit in that spot, and it's quite a powerful spot. 1 goes down on Llama, 2 goes
2
down on
down.
Llamas. I think that might be game.
Pretty
unless this
sure that's
Booyah
game.
Gets the pick. It does not. And that is the end of our set.
Dang, if they played one more game, it might have literally been a 50-50 shot
That
at which
is-
team won.
Quite the interesting set. We saw a 3-0 from Llamas, and then a win on the side of
3-1.
Kutztown. No, it was
Oh, yeah, 3-0, 4-1. Yeah,
and then
yeah,
a
you're right,
1,
you're
and
right.
then yeah, we started with a 3-0, and then it was almost a reverse sweep. We could have saw a world where if that Clam Blitz Inkblot push with Llamas did not end in their favor, it would have been a reverse sweep on the end of Kutztown.
Potentially, absolutely. That one ball throw that missed at the very beginning of this match might have literally decided it. That is crazy work.
As we reflect on the end of the set, I noticed as a pattern overall, a lot of Kutztown's losses were decided by this one deciding factor, this final push, whereas Llama's losses are a lot more due to a consistent stagger or consistent lack of resources, slowness to move up, which both teams had. However, Kutztown was able to win. They did take lead, take advantage of their much tankier, slower comp, and just shut down Llamas almost every time.
Absolutely.
I think Kutztown from round 1 and Kutztown from round 7 were completely different teams. Like, not a single similar weapon, I believe.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they swapped off basically everything.
Yeah, I think the only weapon that was similar was there was an Ink Brush in round 1 and an Ink Brush in round 7, but that was gone most of the set.
Yeah. It has been wonderful games. That is the closest set of Splatoon I think I've ever seen, let alone casted.
That was a beautiful set of Splatoon. I think that will be the end of our stream today. Despite the fact that it was a really close overall set, we do have an overall win for the Llamas, which means that the Llamas B team is now 1-1. Looking forward to the future of the season. Next week they'll be fighting. I don't remember the school, but I do know that their first week opponent was the highest seed. So it could be possible that it was just a fluke. It was the 1 seed.
Fair. Absolutely. We could definitely see Neumont B team go so much further here.
I definitely agree. I think that our interesting approach with the Hydra and the decav is just such a powerful ability to take space with that decav and hold space with that Hydra. I'm interested to see in what this team might be able to do against a more traditional comp, something with a charger or a more standard backline, heavy ballpoint, something like that.
Hopefully they don't stagger.
Hopefully they don't keep staggering on Mako zones, because we need to group up. It is a team game.
You're not going to kill all 4 of them 99% of the time. So why are you still gambling?
All right. Is there any final things we should share to the chat before we wrap up?
I love Carbon Deco.
I love Inkbrush. And I don't know if you guys know, but there's this team named Invisibility Stool. Pretty cool team. I might know the Inkbrush on it. It might be named Albie. Who that is, I have